Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, welcome to Rainbow Tarot UK. It's lovely to have you here for another pick a card reading, and today we're going to be doing then versus now. So how did they feel about you then versus how they feel about you now? And we've got our three piles. We've got the Mystical Moments deck with one of my rings here, very colourful ring. Then we have the Greer deck with my little feather ring. There we go. And then we have the Gilded Tarot deck with my little turquoise ring here. So just, those are our three piles. As I always say, just use your intuition, go for the pile that's calling for you. And I will see you very soon in your reading. Bye for now. Hey pile number one, welcome back to your reading. So today we're doing, aren't we, a then versus now reading. So how did they feel about you, or how did they see you then versus how they feel about you, how they see you now. So you chose to come into the reading with the Mystical Moments tarot deck and my little colourful ring here. Lots of beautiful colours, I love this ring. But anyway, I'm going to put that there so that we can see it during our reading. There we go. And before I look at the tarot, let's see if we have got some oracle cards for you today. I hope you're all doing well. I hope everyone is okay. Just a big thank you again for all your lovely support of the channel. I always say that. I always really appreciate you and appreciate everybody that comes onto the channel. And if you comment and like and all of that kind of stuff, even better. Just want to remind you as well that it is a general reading, so just take the messages that feel right. If they don't feel right, they might be for somebody else that's watching. But let's ask, how did pile number one's person feel about pile number one back then? So whenever then was for pile number one, how did their person feel about them back then? Okay, so this one is coming out. So let's see what this one is. So this one says Soul Family. Gosh, card number 36. That's a beautiful card, isn't it? Soul Family. 36 adds up to 9. Okay. Right. Okay, let's put that there. Let's put that there. Here, actually. Let's put it here. How they feel about you then. Do we want another one? Let's have one of these cards. How did pile number one's person feel about pile number one then? Whenever then was for pile number one, how do they feel about them then, please? I feel like this one is calling to me, this one here. So I'm going to take it. Okay, so this one is, we have Damsel. So this shows light and shade. So this says, understanding the nature of healthy romance inspires you to rely on yourself. And the shadow attributes are waiting for a night to provide for you, seduction by romantic illusion. So let's have a look. So damsel always reminds me of damsel in distress. That sort of phrase, damsel in distress. Okay, so let's get your tarot out. So how did they see or feel about part number one back then? How did they see or feel about pile number one back then, please? Please can you tell me, how did they feel about pile number one back then, which is the Ten of Pentacles, the Queen of Swords, Queen of Pentacles, wow. I feel like this one as well. And the Seven of Wands, right. And the overarching energy is the Six of Wands. Okay, so what I'm feeling is back then, I think they felt that you were with the Soul Family and with the Six of Wands, and this particular Six of Wands. I mean, Six of Wands is the overarching energy, and the Six of Wands generally talks about victory, it talks about recognition. So I think they definitely recognised you back then. You definitely stood out for them, and it was something where it was they felt that there was an even balance between you, that you were both getting something from the connection, that you were both kind of entwined. And because you've got this soul family here, it makes me feel that they believe that you had a very strong connection, maybe a soulful connection, that you were that other person for them with the soul family here. And there was something about you, the two of you, where you could rely on each other, you could help each other out, you could support each other. You were both, because this girl is riding on this hummingbird's back, and as she's doing that, she's feeding him or her the beautiful nectar. So she's getting this fantastic ride, and he is getting, or she, this bird is getting the nectar. So it's like you're both getting something from the connection. So back then, and it was a good thing because it was 6 of Wands, you're both, it was evenly balanced. I think this person was thinking back then, or how they felt about you then, was that the connection was evenly balanced. You were both benefiting from it. It was kind of bringing you both joy and happiness, because obviously this is a kind of very joyful image. And you're both getting what you want. And also in this 7 of Wands, the 7 of Wands does sometimes talk about some challenges, but it's not challenges that can't be overcome. So maybe there were a few challenges. Maybe they were thinking back then there was a few challenges in the connection. But can you see this? I'm just being drawn to the word love on this person's chest. So there was a lot of love, and I feel like with the soul family here, there was a lot of love. But interestingly as well, what I did notice in this card, 36, is it does add up to 9. And 9s can be endings of cycles. It can be completions, or sort of like maybe tough cycles as well. I'm thinking of the 9 of Wands and the 9 of Swords and all of that in the tarot. It can often be quite challenging. So maybe back then there was challenges to the connection, or certain challenges or obstacles. But this person is easily breaking free of those challenges because of their love. So they're easily getting out of these bars, or breaking these bars open because of their love. And I look at this card quite a lot, and I've never noticed this tattoo of this image of this woman on this man's arm, and it's instantly reminding me of this image here, which is the damsel. This girl has lots of long flowing hair. This girl has lots of long flowing hair. There's a similar expression, and I'm thinking back then they felt that you were their person, was somebody that they've even got tattooed. Some of you might even, this person might even have some kind of tattoo of you on them, and your relationship. There might be some marking on their body through a tattoo or something like that celebrates you and them, or that recognises, with the 6 of Wands, recognises your relationship, something like that. So back then they might have had that, they might have done that for you and shown how they felt about you. But they saw you as somebody, I feel like as well, I've got a strong sense that this person maybe saw you as somebody that they wanted to protect, that they wanted to care for, that they wanted to nurture, that they wanted to, just with the damsel, just kind of like help out maybe. So maybe there was something like that going on for some of you, where they wanted to help you. Some of them, or the situation might have felt a little bit trapped, or there might be something like that. But back then you were able to break free of that. They felt that you and them could break free of that. And with the 10 of Pentacles, this is a card of happiness. It's a card of commitment. It's a solid commitment, because you can see this family here and all the lines of the tree, age over time, really. So it makes me feel this person, with the soul family, this person felt that they were in a long-term, or wanted to be in a long-term commitment with you. Maybe you were, back then, it was, you got married, or there was a commitment. But this person was definitely thinking and feeling of you in that way, and seeing you as that. You've got the Queen of Swords and the Queen of Pentacles. So they saw you, again, the Queen of Pentacles is almost like, the woman, or the energy, not the woman, but the energy in this 10 of Pentacles. She is that energy within that family setup. So the Queen of Pentacles is somebody who is incredibly attractive, very self-sufficient, can often work for herself, or be a manager, also really a nurturer and a caring person. So it makes me feel this person cared a lot about you, and felt that there was potential for there to be a lot of a long-standing connection with you, for you to build up, to have kids, maybe to have. They saw a long future, generations of a family. And wanted to create a stable situation with you. You might have, back then, you might have been somebody that was a little bit out of reach as well, with the Queen of Swords. So they might have been looking at you from afar here, with this woman looking through the telescope. And the Queen of Swords also is sometimes a little bit of distance or detachment. So they might have been looking at you from afar back then and dreaming about coming together with you because they feel this strong connection with you. You're dreaming of commitment with you, overcoming obstacles, having an even and balanced connection with you, where you're hoping and dreaming that it would be reciprocated, that it would be well balanced. And I think they feel as well that or they felt back then, or they saw you as somebody who was very, very, very intellectual, very clever, somebody who could literally, you couldn't pull all the wool over their eyes. They were able to see, maybe somebody who was very insightful, somebody who could see easily what was going on around them, had a lot of insight, and that's somebody that they could connect with and have good conversations with, talk a lot, that kind of stuff. So they had a very, I would say, back then, their view of you was very, 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 very positive, pile number 1. So Ten of Pentacles is Virgo, Queen of Swords, any of the air signs of Libra, Aquarius, Gemini. Queen of Pentacles, Taurus, Virgo or Capricorn. 7 of Wands is Leo energy, and 6 of Wands is also Leo energy. So let's have a charm. How they felt back there. So how did pile number 1's person feel about pile number 1 back then? I've got 2 here. Oh, look. We have got a star. Yeah, and also a star with this little fairy. So I think they were dreaming and wishing and hoping. I think that's what I said before. There was a lot of dreams and wishes and hopes for you and them. Bird. I think we've got a bird here. Maybe they had to fly. Maybe there was, because it could also be here, like there was some distance between you. This bird is just making me feel like maybe they had to back then come towards you, fly towards you. Maybe there was some distance in the connection, because I'm also seeing a lot of birds here in some way. And then we also have this beautiful mermaid. The mermaid and the fairy just makes me think, because those are sort of magical beings, aren't they, really? Maybe they were doing a lot of wishing and dreaming. Maybe it was back then, it was something that they it felt like it was something that was out of reach. I think I said that in this card, out of reach, maybe just something that they could dream about. Because the damsel also reminds me of a fairy tale, because when I saw this card, it made me think of the Rapunzel. I don't know if you know that fairy tale, Rapunzel, Rapunzel, let down your hair, because of all this hair. So maybe back then it was almost like a dream, a fairy tale, a wish, or something like that they were hoping for. They were kind of hoping for you. And maybe all these birds, that then they wanted to get a message to you. They wanted to message you, because we've got a bird here. They wanted to message you in some way, or because birds can mean chat or talk, something like that. But anyway, let's see how they feel about you now. So let's do these ones. So how does pile number 1's person feel about pile number 1 now? How do they feel about pile number 1 now, please? How do they feel about pile number 1 right now? Okay, so we have passion. Okay, fantastic. So we have passion. Let's see if we've got another. Oh God. How do they feel about pile number 1 right now, please? How do they feel about pile number 1 right now? Let's see what this one is. This one is access innovative thinking. This is lemon. With the lemon, it's reminded me of cleansing. It reminds me of health, actually, because we know we have to drink lemon tea as a sort of detox, cleansing. Yellow is also sort of like solar plexus colour, isn't it, really, which is the root of sort of confidence and how you are in the world. And also it's a very kind of, yellow is a very, it's a very confident colour, isn't it? So you've got passion and you've got lemon. Okay, so let's see what else we've got. Let's have a look at your tarot. How is pile number 1's person thinking about pile number 1 right now? How are they thinking about pile number 1 right now, please? How are they thinking about pile number 1 right now? So we have the 3 of Wands. how are they thinking about pile number 1 right now? We have the Ace of Wands. It says the One of Wands, but this is actually the Ace of Wands. What are they thinking about pile number 1 right now? And that would go with a passion, because Wands is all about passion. 2 have come out. We've got the King of Wands, another Wands, and we've got the 10 of Swords. And what's the overarching energy? The Hermit. Now, for some of you now, and I felt it with the access and innovative thinking, that this person, you might not be with this person, or there might be some, because you might be thinking back then, like when you were together to begin with, or, you know, at the start, or when things were going good. But here, what I'm feeling is that maybe you're not with this person now, and you're wondering how they're thinking about you now. And with the Access Innovative Thinking, I feel like they're doing a lot of time thinking about how they can, with the Ten of Swords, how this situation can rise up, can be better. Because the Ten of Swords is normally depicted in the traditional Rider-Waite as somebody lying flat on the ground with their face down with 10 swords in their back. But this particular card, even in that traditional depiction, there's always a little stream of light on the horizon, which signifies hope, because 10 cancels down to 1. Which is new beginnings. But here in this depiction, you can see that, you know, somebody has clearly risen, you know, and is free. So my sense is that this person is thinking with the passion that they are still very much attracted to you. That's how they think and see about you now. And they want the situation to rise up in some way. But because the overarching energy is the Hermit, it also makes me feel that somehow this situation might be on pause, or you might be split up, or you might be alone. Separate from this person, and I feel like this person is maybe trying to think, with all these books here, of ways with the innovative thinking to cleanse the situation, to detox the situation, to wipe the slate clean and begin again, because they still have this passion for you. There's still a lot of fire for you, and you've got all this in these cards, because you've got the Three of Wands, the Ace of Wands, and the King of Wands. Well, Ace of Wands is about a new beginning. There's a lot of reference to fire here and passion. You've got all this fire, even fire in the Ten of Swords. There's a lot of passion. They have a lot of attraction for you. There's a lot of chemistry for you. They still feel that very intensely. And my sense is that with the Ace of Wands, that they want to start anew with you or begin again. The Three of Wands is they may be wanting to, with this Three of Wands here, you have, because also the Three of Wands traditionally is a card of waiting. It's a card of things being on pause, waiting for something to happen. And again, we've got all this fire here. We've got this woman looking at the 3 candles. So maybe both of you are in this period spending a lot of time thinking about each other. But I can see in the background the postman delivering a letter. So maybe this person wants to, and I think I said here with the bird, that maybe they want to communicate with you. Maybe they want to connect with you. Or they did back then, but they still do. There's still a desire to connect with you, to communicate with you. So maybe in this period of pause or separation, they're wanting to connect with you. Maybe they're thinking with this image here that you're okay, because this woman looks very comfortable. But there's like, I feel like because it's even like fire. I feel like there's even fire coming off these letters. I feel like there's a huge urgency with them, or to kind of come forward and connect with you. And the King of Wands, it makes me feel that, again, you know, Queen above, King below. I feel like they feel that you are their counterpart, that you are something or someone that is on their level, that you are kind of evenly matched here with this depiction of the Six of Wands. And that the King of Wands is about, you know, confidence. So I think they feel that there's still fire in the connection, and they feel confident that the connection can still move forward in a really positive way, and they kind of want that rebirth if you're in separation from them. I think some of you might be, or it could be that they just, things are a little bit, you know, if you're with them, that things maybe are a little bit, they've lost their passion, maybe. They're thinking at the moment it's lost its passion a little bit if you're with them. and they're thinking of ways to reignite it, to get the passion back, to get the chemistry back, because they know that it's still there, and they're confident that they can do that and that the situation can turn around. So that's if you're in a situation with them, you're with them, but it's just kind of maybe going through a little bit of a lull. It's not as passionate as it was. It's not as, maybe it's got a little, maybe you've kind of like, maybe you've both got into a bit of a comfortable connection. You know, can sometimes happen, can't it? You know, if you're with someone for a while, and you know, you've both got comfortable with each other, and you know, you maybe haven't got that first flush of passion that you had at the beginning. I feel like this person is wanting to reignite that for the two of you, and maybe change the connection to something more passionate again. And maybe they're thinking of, at the moment, they're thinking of ways, or trying to access ways in which they might be able to do that. So in terms of astrological signs, I mean, the Three of Wands is Aries, as is, the Ace of Wands could be Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius. King of Wands again, the same. And the Ten of Swords is Gemini energy, and the Hermit is Virgo energy. So let's see if we've got any charms before I leave you. So how are they thinking about part number 1 right now? So we have... we have the Pentacle, 5-pointed star. It makes me feel like they feel like there's a lot of possibilities still. Definitely still a lot of hope. Oh, these are entangled now. Why are these entangled? So I've got a lizard entangled with a heart here. Let me just take that out. So we've got a double heart here together. I don't know if you can see that. So again, it makes me feel that you and them, they still feel now that you and them are still very much entwined. When I see this lizard, it's like a little lizard here. I think there's something about lizards whereby they can, the tail, I'm just noticing the tail here, comes off and it can grow back again, can't it? So it makes me feel regeneration, reconciliation, starting again, that kind of thing. So I feel like there's, if you're not with them, they're certainly thinking of that. And then we've also got the dragon. Well, interestingly, a dragon breathes fire, doesn't it? This is a little dragon here. So I'm thinking again, there's a lot of passion, and again, it's magical. There's something magical, because these are all magical creatures, aren't they? You know, the ladybird, not the ladybird, sorry, the mermaid, the dragon, the fairy. They're all, you know, I feel like this person is still thinking that this connection is magical. And it also has a huge amount of fire in it still, a huge amount of chemistry and attraction. But anyway, part number 1, that's been your reading. I hope you've liked it. If you have, then please do consider subscribing, hitting the like button, the notification bell, leaving a comment. All of that makes a huge difference for the channel in terms of its progress. But anyway, have a great day, and I'll see you in the next reading. Bye for now. Hey, pile number 2, welcome to your reading. So today we're doing a reading on them versus now. You know, how they felt about you then, how they saw you then, versus how they feel about you now, how they see you now. So you came into the reading under the Morgan Greer Tarot plus my little feather ring here. So I'm going to put that away. Sorry, I've left the ring in from number 1's reading. That might be a sign for you to listen to number 1 as well, only if you feel drawn though. But anyway, I'll just leave it there for you next to my little Christmas pudding. Okay, so before I do that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to get some oracle cards, and as I do that, I just want to say a big thank you again, as I always do, for all your lovely support. I really do appreciate that. Thank you so much for doing that. And also to remind you, it is a general reading, so just take the messages that feel right, only if they feel right, and if they don't, they might be for somebody else who's listening. But let us ask, so how does pile number 2's person, or how did pile number 2's person feel about pile number 2 back then, whenever then was for pile number 2? How did they feel about pile number 2 back then? How did they feel about them back then, please? Please make it very clear to me. Okay, let's go for that one. See what we got. We have got soul writing. Soul writing. And immediately I'm thinking this phrase, the writing was on the wall, or the writing was on the wall. Does that say truth? I think there's another little, oh gosh, so there's another little word under here. It's very faint. It looks to me like it's saying truth. Is it saying truth? I mean, I'm reading that as truth. It's quite unclear, so I'm just going to go with how I'm reading that. But let's see what else we've got before we say anything. How did pile number 2's person feel about pile number 2 back then, whenever back then was, for pile number 2? Let's see what this one is. So this shows both light and shade. So we've got the, now that doesn't mean, you know, let's not take it literally. It doesn't mean that they saw you as this, because obviously, you know, this is not something that you want to be thought of. And I just want to put that out there. That's not what this is saying. But let's just read it. It says the light attribute, which is accentuates the challenges of surviving without negotiating the power of your spirit. And the shadow attribute is it places material considerations and security above self-empowerment. So I just want to put a disclaimer out again. They're not, and I'm not in any way suggesting that either. But let's see how it plays into the reading. Right, okay, so let's get your tarot out. So this one has come out. So how did they see you back then? Okay, so we've got the 10 of Cups. The 10 of Cups. How did they see pile number 2? We've got the 5 of Cups. How did they see you back then? How did pile number 2's person see pile number 2 back then? How did pile number 2's person see you back then? So we have the 9 of Swords. How did pile number 2's person see you back then? We have the 2 of Wands. And then we have Justice as the overarching energy. Okay, so what I feel is back then, it seems to me that there may have been some disappointment in whatever you're thinking of back then is. There may have been some disappointment and some sense of loss here, because we've got the 5 of Cups here with somebody focusing on 3 cups that have spilt. We've also got the 9 of Swords, which generally talks about feeling trapped, feeling, the 9 of Swords is a card of nightmares as well. So I felt like maybe the last time they saw you, they felt unhappy, they felt a sense of loss, they felt trapped. Maybe there was something, either it had been a happy situation and you were going through a breakup the last time you saw, and maybe there was some blame. So maybe they were labeling you unfairly. Maybe there was some harsh words between you, or things that were said that were not right, that were, insulting, not correct, something like that. And, because of their, them feeling hurt and upset, they kind of said these words possibly for some of you. And it could have come out of basically because of a situation that was going through a breakup, something like that. And when I had that phrase, the writings on the wall, maybe they felt it was fated to end or something like that, if it was a breakup. It could be that when they saw you, that you were both in settled situations and you couldn't be together. So you had to kind of separate, or because we've also got the Justice card, and that's the overarching energy, which is that maybe this is a third party situation for some of you, and you were both, or one of you was in a settled situation, but you the last time you saw you, there was a breakup, or there was loss or unhappiness. And the 2 of Wands is about, it's a sort of like a weighing up kind of energy. It's a kind of wishy-washy energy. Maybe there were two choices here. And yeah, so when they saw you, maybe you broke up from them, or maybe there was a breakup because somebody was already in a established situation, and this was a third party situation, and there was unfair labeling. I felt like there was unfair labeling of you, or there was unfair viewing of you. Something like that. Maybe they said something harsh. Or they didn't say that there was something. I feel like strongly there was something that was said that wasn't right, that caused hurt and upset in the situation as well, something like that. Now, yeah, so there was a lack of, I feel like there might have been a lack of fairness back then. Something like that. But anyway, let us see what other charms we have. In terms of, if that doesn't sound like your situation, you might want to listen to another part, but that's kind of what I'm feeling. I just feel like it could be that either, you know, they felt and saw that you were in a settled situation and it was all torn and sensitive, it felt happy, but something happened to cause it to split and to break up, and the last time you saw them there was a lot of unhappiness, there was a lot of loss, there was a sense of feeling sort of stuck, a sense of things not having gone right. Two of Wands, maybe back then they felt it was still sort of like hanging in the balance, something like that. But I feel like there was a lack of fairness somehow with this card here, a lack of fairness towards you in how they saw you or how they spoke to you or how they dealt with you in some way, something like that. And if it's a third party situation, it could be that they were in a settled situation or you're in a settled situation, and the last time you saw them you couldn't be together. You decided that they decided that you couldn't be with them because of that or something like that. But in terms of zodiac signs, so the 10 of Cups is Pisces, 5 of Cups is Scorpio, 9 of Swords is Gemini, and the 2 of Wands is Aries energy, and Justice is Libra. Okay. I mean, maybe if they did say certain things that were harsh, they might regret that now with the Justice card. There might be some regrets there. And as there should be rightly, if they've insulted you or they haven't said the right thing, something like that. But anyway, let's have a look. Let's get a charm out of how they saw you then. How did they see pile number 2 back then? We've got the Tower, the Leaning Tower of, we've got the Leaning Tower, we've got the Eiffel Tower here. So, Paris could mean something to some of you, France could mean something to some of you, but I'm just immediately thinking of the Tower, as in the Tower card, and maybe something was rocked to its core and something came down, something came tumbling down, and there was some sort of shock or breakup, because that is a Tower. Is some sort of shocking energy that destabilizes you. We also interestingly have these 2 little hearts. Now that came out in pile number 1, and I think I had a reference to pile number 1, so you might want to listen to pile number 1, although pile number 1 is a very different reading to this one so far. But there's 2 hearts here, so they might still feel that there is a very strong connection between the 2 of you, even though all of this is habit. And then we have the rabbit. Now a little rabbit here, rabbits are about abundance. So maybe back then this person was still with the 2 of Wands here, and it's funny because I put it on the 2 of Wands here, maybe with things left hanging, they're still hoping that there might be abundance in this situation. But anyway, or growth again, maybe. But let's get out how they feel about you now. So how does pile number 2's person feel about pile number 2 right now? How do they feel about pile number 2 right now? So we have determination, interesting, determination, and then, okay, how do they feel about pile number 2? How does pile number 2's person feel about pile number 2 right now, please? How do they feel about pile number 2 right now? Let's take these ones. Chocolate. Nourish your body and soul. Chocolate is always makes me feel, it's like a treat food, isn't it? And this image is so silky smooth and luxurious, and chocolate is a real treat. So let's see what your tarot cards say. Let me just bring that up a little bit so you can actually see it. Move that up a little bit there. Can you see it? Put that there. You can see that. Right, okay, so let's get your tarot out. So how are they thinking how do they think of pile number 2 now? How are they seeing them? How are they feeling about pile number 2 now, please? This one's come out, which is the Knave of Swords, which is the Page of Swords. How are they feeling about pile number 2 now? How do they see them? We have the Wheel of Fortune, the Ten of Pentacles, interesting. How are they feeling about you, or how they feel about pile number 2 now? And then we have the Knight of Wands, okay, and the overarching energy is the High Priestess. So the High Priestess is about secret energy. It's about hidden energy. It's about... So I feel this person, for many of you, I feel like you might be in a split-up situation with this person. And the last time you saw them, you might have literally split up from them. Or there might have been some heartache and loss the last time you saw them. But they're secretly, with the High Priestess, wanting to kind of revive this situation. And that's why you've got the determination. Because I think they see you as somebody who is very alluring. I think they think now they see you as somebody who's very alluring, very attractive, somebody who is comfortable with their own body. When it says nourish your body and soul, is comfortable with their own sexuality, is comfortable in themselves, and that's a very attractive feature for this person in terms of how they see you. Page of Swords, they're still incredibly curious about you. I don't know if you can see this Page of Swords. There might be some dreams and wishes because they've stuck a photograph onto this kite. They're letting the kite fly up into the sky with this fairy here, as if to say, oh, my wishes and dreams, I want this person. Let's hope they come back to me, or let's hope I get them again. And the Page of Swords is a lot of curiosity. So I feel this person is thinking and curious to create this happy space with you again. The Wheel of Fortune, with showing all the different seasons. So maybe for some of you, you've been apart from this person for a long time, because we've got winter, autumn, summer and spring, all the seasons in this Wheel of Fortune. So you might have been a part of them for quite a long time. Maybe there's been a lot of distance between you, something like that. And the Wheel of Fortune tells me, I'm getting the feeling that maybe some of you, there's been a year's separation or something like that. Or there's been a season has gone by or something like that. And they want there to be, the Wheel of Fortune, they want hope back in the situation. They want the situation to revive again and be on the up. Because we have the Ten of Pentacles right under this one here, the Nine of Swords. The Ten of Pentacles is about, you've got the Ten of Cups and they've got the Ten of Pentacles. So somewhere back then and even now, they see this connection as something that they definitely want, because it's like an excess of happiness emotionally and also materially, and it's a family, it's a stable card. So how they're seeing you now is somebody that that they want to have a stable connection with, that they want to be with. Now I'm just getting this as an intuitive here. If then, for example, you back then was that this is very specific, that you split up from them because they had done something to ruin the connection, to ruin the bond. Maybe they had got involved in a third party situation, and so the situation came to an end, right? And ruined what was potentially, or what you thought was, a really happy connection. Now they are releasing that. They're releasing that thing, that obstacle, that person, whatever it was. They're releasing it. They're letting it go. They realise that they've got to let that go, because there needs to be determination for you and them to get back to a settled connection. That's kind of what I'm picking up, just for some of you. The Knight of Wands is a card of action. So now, and I feel this person preparing a dinner table, lighting the candles, getting things ready. This person now is thinking that they want to revive something with you, that they maybe, if you're in separation, want to ask you out on a date, want to connect with you, want to woo you again, to get back to this stable connection. But it might all, at the moment, still be hidden. You might not be aware of that. You might not be in contact with this person. It might be a secret thoughts and feelings that they have. But this is how they're viewing it. They're still curious about you. They're determined, with this determination card, to revive the connection. But they might be doing it all in secret, or where you don't know anything about it, with the High Priestess here. That's kind of what I'm feeling. But they definitely want, maybe with the Wheel of Fortune and all the seasons, maybe they're still in the plan and preparation stage. Maybe it's not ready right now in this season. Maybe there needs to be a certain amount of time to happen before they, come forward. But I feel like they're secretly wanting, or maybe they feel with everything that's gone on in the past, they can't actually be open with you. but their secret feelings and hopes are that you will get back to being in a stable connection, that the wheel will turn in their favour, that they can woo you, that they can... But maybe with this card here, the Knight of Wands, I feel like this person is preparing for something, isn't she? She's preparing for a nice meal and a dinner. She's still in the preparation stage. So maybe at the moment they're still preparing in secret to come forwards because they feel that you are their person, and that you are just very attractive to them. You are very attractive, very confident. You are very, you're like a treat, you know, you're like a treat, you're a luxury. You are, I mean, with this chocolate, it's making me feel like, you know, really good quality chocolate. You are the, you know, you are the best of the best, if you know what I mean, to this person. So in terms of, these are any of the air signs of, again, Libra, Aquarius, Gemini. Ten of Pentacles is Virgo. Knight of Wands, any of the fire signs, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. So those are just some of the astrological signs. But let's have to see what charms we've got for how they see. How do they see pile number 2 now? How do they see pile number 2 now, please? Let's see what we've got here. So we've got a little star, which again makes me feel that they still have hope, and then maybe they want healing in this connection, but they have hope and they want healing in this connection. Got a star there. And then what else have we got? This is Pegasus, isn't it? Like the winged horse. It's making me feel I feel like somehow they want to come towards you with the wings here. I'm just noticing the wings more than anything else, and the speed of the horse. I feel like they want to come towards you. They want to rush towards you. But with Pegasus being a bit of a, it's like a sort of you know, it's not like a real. Obviously, a winged horse isn't a real thing, is it? Maybe they just think it's maybe it's a dream at the minute. Maybe it's a bit of a dream at the moment with the High Priestess here. You know, maybe it's a dream rather than reality for them now. But they definitely do want to come towards you. It's in their plans to come towards you. But anyway, pile number 2, that's been your reading. I hope you've liked it. If you have, please do consider subscribing, hitting the notification bell, liking, commenting. All of that makes a huge, huge difference to the channel. So, but anyway, have a great day, and I'll see you in the next reading. Bye for now. Hey pile number 3, welcome to your reading. So today we're doing, aren't we, a then versus now, in terms of how do they feel about you then, a person of interest, how did they see you then versus how they feel about you now, how they see you now. So you came into the reading under the Gilded Tarot with my little turquoise ring here. There we go, and I'm going to put that there for you so you can see it in the reading. Also you can see it in the reading. And before we do our tarot, I'm going to get out some oracle cards. I haven't pre-shuffled any. Just want to say a big thank you, as always, for your wonderful support. Such lovely people on the channel. I really appreciate that. And also to remind you that it's a general reading, I always do. So just take the messages that feel right to you. If they don't feel right, they might be for somebody else. But let's get straight to it. So so back then, whenever then was for pile number 3, how did their person feel about them? How did they see them back then, please? Well, that one really wants to come out. Let's see what this one says. This is Soul Tree. Soul Tree. Now, tree is making me think of roots as well, and soul, 21. Okay, let's put that there. Soul Tree. Actually, let's put that there so we can see it. All right. Let's have one of these. How did oh, got one right there. So we have got hedonist. Hedonist. So the light attributes are: inspires creative energy to embrace the good things in life, celebrates the beauty in yourself. These cards also have a shadow attribute: pursues pleasure to the detriment of health, indulges at the expense of others. Okay, so let's see how that plays out in your reading. So we get hedonist, soul tree, how they saw you then. I feel like they were very, I mean, this image is very, I feel like they were very attracted to you back then. There was something about you that was very tempting, very alluring, very, I think maybe they felt you were, you know, that they couldn't really miss you, sort of thing. You really stood out to them, something like that. Okay, but let's get some tarot first. So how did pile number 3's person feel about them back then? We've got Temperance. How did they see them back then? How did they feel about them back then? How did they see them back then? We have 3 of Swords. We have the Page of Cups. And we have the 5 of Wands. Right, okay. And the overarching energy is the 7 of Wands. I mean, I think back then, whenever them was, they were feeling challenged. They were definitely feeling challenged. I don't know when then was for you. They were feeling, also there was a sense of loss here. So maybe back then, there was a sense of loss and separation and heartache, and they wanted balance back in the situation with the Temperance card here. They wanted to bring things back into balance somehow, maybe after a heartache and loss in the situation, or something that has happened in the situation that had caused upset. This particular Temperance with this image is making me think of this image, and I think it's because it's quite an unusual depiction of Temperance, really, with this. I mean, you do often have this figure holding, you know, two cups with the, you know, kind of the alchemy going on, but you know, the mixing and the blending and everything. But it's just making me feel that they were very attracted to you. You stood out as somebody who was very attractive, very sexy, very yeah, very alluring, very I want to say the word provocative, but not in a bad way. So they felt I don't know, just very inspired by you, or you know, you kind of yeah, it was like a spark. There was like a spark of passion. There's a lot of passion. I feel like this person feels a lot of passion, or felt a lot of passion for you back then. Now, it could be that they, when you saw them, or in that back then situation, we've got the Page of Cups here, which is that that they maybe wanted to bring balance back into the situation, revive love, or start love with you. Page of Cups is like a new beginning in love, and also an apology, maybe some sort of apology. But it was a challenge. It was hard. So whenever you saw them back then, it was difficult. They felt that they were being kept on their toes by you, or they felt kept on their toes. With the 5 of Wands here and all the challenges, and the 7 of Wands is a challenge, which is the overarching energy. So I think when they saw you back then, they felt challenged, but not challenged in a way which couldn't be overcome, because the 5 of Wands talks about change and challenge. It talks about competing. So maybe they felt they had to win you back, or get you in some way, or win you, because maybe there's been, like I say, there was some sort of heartache or separation or loss, and they had to revive the situation. They had to bring it back, and it was a bit of a challenge. They wanted balance. So maybe when you saw them back then, you were both getting together to have a chat, maybe about something that had come apart or something like that. Soul Tree makes me feel that they were thinking of, you know, creating roots with you. Tree, this is reminding me like of an oak tree, which stands for, you know, hundreds of years. So maybe they were thinking back then, there's still potential for us, there's a future for us, we can be together, you know, there's a soul connection between the two of us. Let's get balance back into the situation. But maybe it was, with the hedonist here, maybe it was something, you know, that had been short-lived, or something that was just for pleasure, or something that was just maybe a little bit of a hookup, or something like that, and it came into separation, and then the last time they saw you, they were trying to heal it, but it was a challenge, something like that. Because they wanted to make it, you know, next to this tree, they wanted to make it longer lasting, they wanted to give it more longevity, they wanted to put down roots with you, whereas before maybe they hadn't wanted to do that. They wanted to balance it out, bring it back into balance. So yeah, so that doesn't sound like your kind of situation. You don't think that would be the case. You might want to listen to them apart, but that's how I'm seeing that they felt about you then. There was, you know, they felt, you know, like they wanted to, with the Page of Cups, revive or have love in the situation. So maybe before there wasn't love in the situation, and when they saw you last, they were feeling stirrings of love in the situation. But it was a challenge. It was challenging, really. You know, maybe it was just for a good time, something like that before. And then when they saw you last, they felt actually stirrings of something deeper, something more. So in terms of zodiac signs, I mean, Temperance is Sagittarius, Three of Swords is Libra, Page of Cups, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, Five of Wands is Leo, and Seven of Wands is also Leo. Okay, so let's see if we've got any charms about how they felt about you back then, how they saw you back then. We've got here. It's funny, we've got both two of these sort of wheels for a ship. So maybe they were trying to steer the ship the way that they wanted it to go. They were trying to steer it in the right direction, which is some, you know, sort of declaring maybe how they felt, or apologising, or bringing it back into balance. I'm just thinking with the I'm going to put it on the Temperance actually. You know, like when you see those movies and they're in a ship and they need to get out of the way of some kind of, you know, something coming towards them, and they have to move the wheel of the ship really, really quickly. That's what I'm thinking here. Like they were trying to steer it in the right direction to get it back into balance. That's kind of what I'm feeling. And with this shooting star, got like a little shooting star here. I don't know if you can see, it's quite small. I felt like they were hoping and dreaming that it would go in the direction that they wanted it to go in, or something like that. But anyway, let's see how they feel about you now. Let's get one of these cards. So how do they feel about pile number 3 right now? How are they feeling about them? How are they seeing pile number 3 right now? Gonna go, no. How are they feeling and seeing pile number 3 right now? Perfect, thank you. And this is confidence. Interesting. Confidence, right? Okay, confidence. And then what else have we got? How are they feeling about and seeing card number 3 right now, please? That one's come out. Let's have a look. Grey. Learn to scan your body. So, I'm sort of getting a bit of a dichotomy of energy here, really, because although it says confidence, I feel like they're not showing. They're maybe not showing that confidence, because we've got the grey and the black. It doesn't, you know, it's not colours that you normally have for confidence. And I feel like with the shades as well, they might not be showing that. They might not be demonstrating that. They might be feeling as well the learn to scan your body. Hang on, let's get out some tarot before we say anything else. So how are they feeling and seeing pile number 3 right now? How are they seeing pile number 3 right now, which is the 5 of Pentacles. Oh, these ones are coming out, which is the 4 of Swords, the High Priestess. How are they feeling and seeing pile number, feeling about and seeing pile number 3 right now? 3 of Swords. Oh, I've got 3 of Swords again. And the overarching is the 9 of Cups. Yeah, so you are, I feel like almost for certain with this particular pile that you're in separation from this person. And it may be that something happened. You know, there might have been some loss when you last saw them. They might have been trying to revive it, but it was challenging. They might have been trying to bring back balance into it, or there might have been something like that where, you know, somebody was trying to revive it or bring back balance, but it was a challenge. And how they see you now, I think, to be honest, they see you now. And it's funny when I said about the confidence sort of being hidden, because I don't feel, because to be honest, my sense is I don't feel this person does feel confident. I feel they think you are a wish. You are definitely, the way they see you now is that you're a wish and you are a dream, you know, like a wish fulfillment, because the 9 of Cups is an absolute wish fulfillment. It's, you know, getting everything you want come true, really. yeah, this person might have, and it's again intuitively it's coming to you. This person might have a little bit of a the person you're thinking of, just specific, it's very specific for some of you. They might have a bit of a something that they're kind of addicted to, either in terms of drink, drugs, food, because with the hedonism card as well, and this in the traditional Rider-Waite Smith, the Nine of Cups shows. It can also mean just overindulging, really, just overindulging. So I feel like this person is maybe has a little bit of a habit where they overindulge, possibly, or they see you as someone who is just a treat, like a treat for them, a dream, an indulgence, maybe not somebody that they can actually have. And the confidence is sort of, I don't think they are confident because it's kind of hidden. It's in black. This card is also grey. I think this person is feeling very low without you. Is not feeling very happy if you're not together. It's feeling, maybe they're trying to mask with confidence how they're really feeling, which is not that confident and not that happy, really. That's kind of what I would, that's how, the interpretation of this card within this particular spread, that's how I would see it. And with the learn to scan your body, I feel like they might be, with all the grey here, they might be suffering physically, mentally at the moment, you know, as a result of maybe not seeing you or not being with you, because you've got the Four of Swords, which tells me that it's, the Four of Swords is about respite, it's about rest, it's about relaxation. You've also got the High Priestess, which is secret feelings right under the Page of Cups. So I feel like this person has a secret feelings for you. They definitely have secret feelings for you, but it is, they don't see it as you being somebody that they can actually have, that they could actually obtain, because you've got the Five of Pentacles, which is a sort of card of lack, of being out in the cold. So maybe the last time they were trying to reach out, they were trying to come forwards, they were trying to balance things out, they were trying to create something solid with you, but now they're feeling that, you know, but even then, with the hedonism, you might have been, you know, a little bit of, they might have seen you even then as something that was out of reach for them, and, you know, like an indulgence that there's no way that they could really have, and that's why you've got these challenge cards. And I think in this now, that's kind of entrenched even more within them. You are much more of you are a dream. You're not something that they see as a reality, and it's really hurting them. They're holding themselves back. I feel like they might be holding themselves back because through their thoughts, really, they just see it as being too challenging. And I think with this scrunched up bit of paper that this woman is holding, maybe she's, you know, they've tried to connect with you, tried to write to you, email you, text you, and they're just not able to, maybe they're not able to find the words that they want to say, and it's all becoming a little bit too much for them, it's all becoming a bit heavy. But you remain a dream. They desperately want to, you know, have a connection with you. But at the moment it's on pause, it's secret, it's hidden, they're out in the cold. Maybe they feel like you wouldn't have them, or you wouldn't want to be with them, something like that. And I feel like they might be masking with an overconfidence how they're actually feeling, that they're not really feeling that way. Yeah, they're actually feeling stressed, not really happy, alone. I feel like there's a lot of images of aloneness. I feel like this person might be feeling alone without you, and to be with you would bring happiness, it would bring a sense of connection, togetherness, joy, that kind of thing, which is a bit, you know, sad, really. I don't know what's going on with this person, but I feel this person is sort of almost talk themselves into thinking that you could only really be a dream now, you couldn't really be a reality. I mean, the Five of Pentacles is Taurus energy, Four of Swords is Libran energy, Three of Swords is Libran again, and the Nine of Cups is Pisces energy. But let's get out some charms and find out how are they seeing you. How is pile number three's person viewing, seeing, or feeling about pile number three now? So again, the star is making me think of hope. It's making me think of hope, really. So, and healing, hope and healing. We have this beautiful little deer here. I mean, deer is like innocence. Makes me feel like a little. It makes me thinking of Bambi. Actually, I don't know if any of you are old enough to remember the film Bambi, and how Bambi. I think in the film Bambi loses his. He's like a little orphan, isn't he? It's a very, very, very sad film. Actually, Bambi is. I mean, I think I remember when I was small, and it's still to this day, even though it's very dated. It's a Walt Disney Bambi production. It's probably still one of the saddest films. I still to this day find it hard to watch Bambi. It's so sad. I think there's usually, I think I'm pretty certain there's a happy ending, but there's a lot of sadness in it, particularly at the beginning. So maybe this person is feeling incredibly sad, but still hopeful that there might be a little bit of a happy ending for the two of you. But it feels more like a wish. And this is a mermaid. Again, it's a mermaid. Oh, interesting. It's a mermaid, but she's got her back. You can't see the mermaid's face. So this mermaid has her back. However you turn it over, you can't see the mermaid's face. So I felt this person is thinking you have your back to them. You remain a dream, a wish, a fantasy, with it being a mermaid. Maybe in another world now. So maybe you and them are in two different worlds, and you have your back to them, which is kind of sad. But you remain a dream, a wish, a hope for this person. But deep down, you know, they don't feel that they can actually, it's like too much for them. They don't feel that they can actually have you. But anyway, pile number 3, that's been your reading. I hope you've liked it. If you have, please do hit the subscribe button, the notification bell, leave a comment. All that makes a huge difference to the channel. But otherwise, I will see you in the next reading. Bye for now.